Welcome back for another deep dive. Today we're heading to a country that you might not think about too much, but
You've got that right.
it's one that has had a huge impact on the world, though, and that is Luxembourg. Tiny little nation in Europe.
What always gets me about Luxembourg is that it's always defying expectations. Like, how can something so small be so innovative and influential on a global scale? It makes you think.
I'm ready to have my mind blown. So, most people, when they hear Luxembourg, I'd bet they think of banking, maybe finance.
Right. It's the first thing that comes to mind, yeah. And finance is definitely a big part of their economy. But it's just one piece of the puzzle. They've really positioned themselves as leaders in some really unexpected fields.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Give me some examples. Where is Luxembourg making a splash that we might not know about?
Well, first of all, they've been way ahead of the curve when it comes to tech advancements that have totally shaped our modern world. We're talking way back, like 1886, when a Luxembourger engineer, Henri Tudor, perfected the lead-acid battery.
A battery. I mean, that doesn't sound like a game changer at first.
Oh, but it was, trust me. This wasn't just some minor tweak. Tudor's invention was the key to finally storing electricity reliably and efficiently. Think about it. This made the electrification of entire cities possible, powering streetlights, homes, and eventually it even laid the groundwork for electric cars.
Wow, I never would guess that a simple battery could have such a massive impact. It's crazy to think something developed in such a tiny country could have such a huge ripple effect.
And that ripple effect just keeps going right into the digital age. Luxembourg didn't just adapt to technology, they helped shape it.
Okay, how so? Did they, invent the internet?
Not quite. But they did some really smart things. They invested heavily in creating this super advanced network of data centers. That, combined with some pretty favorable regulations and a workforce that was already tech-savvy, transformed Luxembourg into a global hub for fintech and cybersecurity.
So hang on. From powering cities with batteries to powering the internet with data centers. Yeah. It seems like Luxembourg has a knack for spotting important technologies and becoming a leader in them. Is there a pattern here?
Yeah, you're definitely onto something. There's this theme of strategic foresight. They seem willing to embrace emerging fields. But wait, there's more. They also played a crucial role in developing something essential to everything from aerospace to medical implants. Titanium.
Titanium. Wait, how did tiny Luxembourg get involved in something as advanced as titanium production?
Another incredible innovator, a guy named William Justin Kroll. In 1932, he developed the Kroll process. It's how we extract titanium. Before that, getting pure titanium was so difficult and expensive.
So this Kroll process made it possible to produce titanium on a larger scale.
You got it. And his method, developed right there in Luxembourg, is still how we primarily get titanium today. Crazy, right? This tiny nation played such a huge role in making this incredibly strong and lightweight metal available to everyone.
So we've got batteries, digital infrastructure, and titanium. What else is Luxembourg hiding up its sleeve?
Well, you know how we talked about titanium being so important for aerospace? That's a good segue because this ties into another area where Luxembourg is pushing boundaries: space exploration.
Hold on, are you serious? Luxembourg and space exploration? That seems like a massive jump from banking and batteries.
It might sound surprising, but they're pioneers in exploring space resources.
Yeah.
Specifically, asteroid mining. They even went and created the European Space Resources Innovation Center, or ESREC for short. It's dedicated to figuring out how to use resources from space sustainably.
Wow, they're really thinking ahead. It's like they're taking what they know about titanium and applying it to the future of space travel.
It's all about shaping the future, not just reacting to the present. And that seems to be a theme with Luxembourg, don't you think?
Absolutely. It's mind-blowing how many innovations they have under their belt. From the early days of electricity to the future of space exploration, this little nation has left its mark on the world in ways most people would never even imagine. But I feel like there's more to this story, right?
Oh, we've only scratched the surface. There's so much more to uncover.
Well, I'm all ears. Let's dig in. After a quick break, we'll dive deeper into how Luxembourg used these technological advancements to become a global powerhouse in economics and finance. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. Before the break, we were talking about how Luxembourg's been kind of a hidden force in shaping technological advancements. But their story doesn't end there, does it?
Nope, not even close. We left off with them setting themselves up as a hub for the future, with those incredible data centers. Sounds like they had a plan.
Oh, they definitely did. This wasn't just luck. They strategically used those tech advancements to become a major player in global economics and finance. It's a pretty amazing example of how a country can use its strengths to create new opportunities.
So they took what they knew about finance, mixed in a bit of tech savvy, and created something totally new.
You got it. They saw how technology was going to change finance, and they got ahead of it. They created an environment where innovation could thrive. Think favorable regulations, a skilled workforce, a whole ecosystem to support startups. It's like they combine the best parts of a traditional financial center with the energy of a tech hub.
So did it work?
Oh, yeah. Today, Luxembourg is a leader in fintech, attracting talent and investment from all over the world. They're pushing the boundaries in areas like international payments, data management, and cybersecurity, all while staying committed to responsible financial practices.
So like a mini Silicon Valley for finance, but with a European flavor. I kind of like that.
Ah, that's a great way to put it. And speaking of Europe, we can't forget about Luxembourg's unique culture. This is where things get really interesting. They're like a melting pot of languages and traditions, with Luxembourgish, French, and German, all official languages.
Seriously. 3 official languages. That's impressive. How do they manage that? It must make for a pretty dynamic cultural scene.
It does. They've totally embraced that diversity. It's part of who they are. You see it in their art, music, food, even their approach to international relations. This multicultural perspective has also helped them become a key player in shaping international law, especially in areas like intellectual property rights.
Makes sense. With all that technological innovation, they must be pretty aware of how important it is to protect intellectual property in the digital age.
You nailed it. They've been at the forefront of creating laws that protect creators and innovators in our increasingly digital world.
It's fascinating how it all comes together. It's like every step they've taken, from those early tech advancements to embracing their multiculturalism, has led them to where they are now, this tiny nation with a huge global presence.
And let's not forget about their commitment to sustainability. Remember Henri Tudor and that groundbreaking battery?
Oh yeah, how could I forget? It's incredible how something seemingly simple can have such a lasting impact.
Well, that innovative spirit is still going strong. Luxembourg is all about renewable energy and electric mobility. They've put a lot of resources into green technologies and infrastructure, all aimed at creating a more sustainable future.
So they're putting those innovative batteries to good use. It's inspiring to see a nation dedicated to progress A&D sustainability.
And here's a perfect example. Luxembourg was the first country in the world to make all public transportation free.
Whoa, that's bold. I bet that really helped reduce their carbon footprint and created a more equitable society.
It did. It shows how they're using innovation to solve real problems and improve people's lives. They're not just focused on technology for technology's sake. It's about using it to build a better and fairer society.
It's amazing how they balance economic growth, tech innovation, cultural diversity, and environmental responsibility all at once.
It all comes down to their forward-thinking approach and their willingness to challenge the status quo. Luxembourg's story is a powerful reminder that even the smallest nations can have a big impact, especially when they embrace ingenuity and collaboration.
I am totally captivated by this tiny giant of innovation.
Yeah.
We've covered so much, but I feel like there's still more to discover, right?
Right, you are.
Yeah.
We've talked about their tech, their economy, their culture, but there's one more fascinating aspect we haven't touched on: their amazing architectural heritage.
Oh, yeah. I read somewhere that Luxembourg City is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It sounds like a place where history meets modernity. What's it like?
Luxembourg City is stunning. A mix of medieval castles, fortifications, and modern architecture. It's like a living timeline of their history, showing their ability to adapt and evolve over centuries. Their defensive structures were especially important for European military strategy and urban design.
So they've been shaping Europe's landscape for centuries, not just recently with all this tech stuff.
Exactly. Their impact goes way deeper than most people realize. It's a story that's been unfolding for a long time, a tapestry of resilience, adaptability, and this constant drive for progress.
Sounds like we could spend hours talking about all the layers of Luxembourg's story. What an incredible journey this has been. We started thinking about a small country known for banking, and now we're seeing a nation that's changed the world in ways we couldn't have imagined.
That's what I love about a deep dive. We get to go beyond the surface, challenge our assumptions, and find these amazing nuggets of knowledge and inspiration.
And in this case, we found a whole treasure chest full. From pioneering batteries and titanium to shaping the future of finance and space exploration, Luxembourg really lives up to its name as a tiny giant of innovation. So where do we go from here?
I think it's time to take a step back and reflect on what we've learned. What are the bigger implications of Luxembourg's story?
I'm ready to dive into that. Let's take a moment to gather our thoughts, and we'll be back in a flash to wrap things up. Don't go anywhere. I feel like we've been on this incredible journey, uncovering all these layers of Luxembourg's story. We started with batteries and titanium, then it was finance and space, even explored their culture and architecture. It's been quite a ride.
It really has. And, I think Luxembourg's journey has some really valuable lessons for all of us.
Oh, absolutely. Like what can we learn from this tiny country that's made such a huge impact?
Well, I think the biggest thing is that innovation can come from anywhere. We tend to focus on the big players, the obvious innovators. But Luxembourg proves that size doesn't matter. It's about having vision, thinking strategically, and being willing to embrace new ideas.
It's like they've used their small size to their advantage. They can move quickly, adapt easily, and they're not afraid to take risks.
Exactly. They've also shown how powerful it can be to focus on your strengths and build from there. They took their knowledge of finance and used it to become leaders in fintech. They recognized the importance of technology and invested in the infrastructure to become a digital hub.
It's like they're always thinking a few steps ahead, like in a game of chess. They anticipate what's coming and position themselves accordingly.
I like that analogy. And it's not just about being economically successful. Luxembourg's commitment to sustainability, to social equality, to cultural diversity, all that shows that progress can be well-rounded. It's not just about making money, it's about creating a better society for everyone.
It's a good reminder that innovation should have a purpose beyond just profits. It should be about improving lives, protecting the environment, making the world a fairer place.
Couldn't have said it better myself. And honestly, I think Luxembourg's story gives us some hope. In a world that feels full of challenges, they've shown that even a small nation can make a real difference. That collaboration, ingenuity, thinking ahead, all of that can lead to amazing things.
So what's the takeaway for our listeners? What should they take away from this deep dive into Luxembourg?
I'd say the main thing is never underestimate potential. Whether you're a person, a small company, even a country, you have the ability to innovate, to make a difference, to shape the future. Don't let size or what you think are limitations hold you back. Embrace your strengths, stay curious, and be bold in going after your vision.
That's a powerful message. An invitation to look beyond the surface, to challenge what we think we know, and to believe in the power of what's possible.
Exactly. Who knows? Maybe you'll be inspired to find your own hidden gems of innovation, just like we did today with Luxembourg.
Well said. This deep dive has been a real eye-opener. We've learned so much about this incredible nation, and I think we're all leaving with a renewed sense of hope and inspiration.
I couldn't agree more. It's been fantastic exploring Luxembourg with you today.
And to everyone listening, thanks for joining us on this journey of discovery. We hope you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of Luxembourg. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.